English term is Garudas, right? Garudas are observed and as a symbol of protection and power and so forth, and we use it as a as a guardian to the nation building. And
We can show.
what do you want to start? You see the Brahma, Brahma statues and so forth, but you probably explain it better.
Yeah. I won't go too much in detail.
Lastly, the three things I learned being at the temple to give me happiness. One is detachment. Don't get attached. Number two, show compassion and generosity. And number three is meditation. Because we didn't clean our mind. Our mind is like a cup of water with a lot of salt that we need to absorb every day, right? So we need to clean our mind. Yoga, hobbies, those will clean up your mind. And then compassion, when you do good things, it makes you happy. And that's clean your heart. And also the attachment, when you're not attached to anything, you don't feel grudges, you don't get upset. If I do something, I don't get mad. So that's why I learned it. So anyway, that's my spiel. I hope it makes a lot of sense with this, and we always want to appreciate what we have, and that's why this talk is important to us. The monk, and he's one of the monks here. He's just here to help. He doesn't speak much English, but he'll be here with us, and he's one of our priests, clergyman. Yeah, he's working with us. Yeah, so he's here too. So this real quick in here, these are the story of we call it Pravesana, right?
Yeah.
So when Buddha,
Before.
before he became enlightened, right? Before he became monks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. So the story kind of go on the wall. You see, kind of wraps around, and in real time, we come out and kind of we point to a certain section of Buddha's life, and before he became enlightened, right?
And like before.
Yes.
Each
Like
one
before.
can give a little more story.
Yeah, there's a lot of moral story around here. So anyway, and here, the statues that we have here, a lot of them are donated, brought from out of the country.
We have a
So we do have a lot of stray that come in and hang out here. Because we leave the gate open and we do come. Right here, you probably seen some of the photos and videos that all the lay people, they come in and pay respects. Also ceremony, we hold funeral services, 100-day ceremony, special events, and the monks will be seated on those tables and chairs there, and they bring food, offerings, and donation and so forth. And so this is it. And usually when we pay respects, first of all for normal citizens and normal people, lay people, we just do this to each other. And we don't touch them up. Usually we just kind of do this to them. And when we come into the shrine, we usually do the same thing. We normally sit like this, facing that direction. We do like this 3 times. Yeah, and that's normally how we do it. I know different way of worshiping. Right? Now that we kind of modify the seating position a little bit, because of like now we have chairs and people can sit however they want as long as they're comfortable. So yeah, so we're not too original anymore, right? Back in the day, it was so strict. You can't come in with a certain outfit and shoes, and you can't sit higher than the ground. So now we're kind of more relaxed.
Do the monks actually live here? Is there a monastery here?
Yes, they do stay in this dormitorium. They have a couple of them here, one on that side and one here. There's about 7, 8 months. 6. Yeah, so they kind of fluctuate. Sometimes they come and they move on to someplace else. But about 6 months right now. And they do have routines, you know, and a lot of things that they don't go anywhere else. They go and do services, and sometimes they go out and do other things for other people, the service community. We don't have there's no fee. They don't charge people. It is part of the service for the community. And talk about services to community, in this temple we have programs here as well on weekends. We have the KEEP program that's called Khmer Emerging Educational Program that we invited all ages to study, and you see behind us when you look when you walk out. We have arts work, painting, literacy program. I come here in uniform and teach public safety and just build a relationship with the law enforcement and the community, so kids don't get scared when they see cops. We also have adult program on the other side. They study Cambodian literature, also chanting session, meditation. I teach here martial arts. I don't look like a fighter, but I do fight. I teach them, and most martial arts is very similar to Indian martial arts. We do the Hanuman style, there's the king and the monkey style, because our culture is derived from the East, right? Indians, right? East Indian. Even our culture, or even our outfit looks like Indian outfit. I mean, you look up there, predominantly Indian artwork, right? So yeah, we do derive from India. And then when we go out, we'll show you some of the significant sites. So without do you have anything else to add before we take a quick tour? Because I know now I have some other things.
Yes, in terms of as you explained,
Yeah.
relationship in India,
Yeah,
you see
absolutely.
that there are sites that's in Bihar, that is the Mahamoti temple where Buddha got enlightenment, that's in India. The next one is the Sarnath, that's where Buddha gave his first teaching, that's also.
We hold classes in here for learning chanting, Dhamma, teaching, and in there, Fresno Temple. And we don't broadcast that much because it's very precious, it's very sacred, and
People to know.
yeah, you want to take a peek.
It was when Russian.
So Buddha's relics will be in that glass case. Have to go in. If you want to go in, I'll take up to you. But yeah, it's lay people here. And the design. I mean, the design, all the artworks here is all almost identical to what you would see in Cambodia.
What is the population of Cambodia here in Brazil?
I would say about 10,000, maybe 11,000, but they're kind of spread out. Yeah, usually
Only
spread
in
out.
Fresno?
Fresno County.
Right.
Yeah. But in the cities, not too much. We kind of spread out.
Where do you think is like a concentration of the Cambodian community, if there is one anywhere?
Yeah, it will be southeast Fresno.
Like Sunnyside area?
Yeah, Sunnyside.
One of my really close friends in high school, she went to Sunnyside High and she was Cambodian, so.
Yeah, a lot of Cambodians stay in the beach side because the stores, the access to low income housing area, right? And so forth. So
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
It's amazing. Very nice temple. Really appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
that's again, if you guys happen to want to come back and
Yeah.
more in depth, and they do the ceremony to build a protection around the worship hall. And if you look at technology, it's like a drone, you do a fencing, a geo-fencing to protect someone who's coming in, and it's just like that spiritually. And you can.
The law of actions related to Buddhism, even like in the band of Buddhism. So the next part, the next slide, you're going to see
It's pretty deep, as you can see. So don't get dig it out. And the Naga, and those are the angels, but they laugh. The angels, and then for some reason the angels have wings, right? And in every page, there's angels with wings. Fresno. He purchased this a while ago from a black market. This one was stolen from Cambodia, one of the Angkor Wat. And as you can see, you can touch it. This stone is thousands of years. So it's a pair. There's another one on that side. So Stephen Blair donated because he wanted to give it back to the rightful owner, which is the Cambodian people. So the only place that's important is probably the Buddhist temple. And you can touch it. It's a sandstone. And behind you see how the thieves chop it and saw it off from the temple.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So we didn't know how valuable this is. Now that we know, we're gonna find a place for them inside somewhere. You know?
And in case it
Well,
is.
yeah, we're
I'd
working
be
on it.
nervous,
And-
though.
Hard work.
yeah, so you know why we know it's original and old and ancient, because how deep the carving is, and how it's almost like imprinted, you know, with a stamp. But this is and the stone itself you can touch. It's not fake. And even some of the archaeologists that saw me post on social media, they're like, "Where did you get that from?" Because they know right away that it's not. They know it's authentic. Yes, go to the other side. The other side, thieves would go and saw it off from our temple. And again, Blair, found a place for it, and we have it. We're pretty fortunate. I think just being Fresnans, we're fortunate to have such a valuable items.
Is that from
here.
India?
This is from Cambodia.
From Cambodia?
Yes.
Okay.
Very similar to this. Again, the statues were, I think, Indians and Cambodians carry very similar heritage and tradition, and even the sculpture statues very similar.
Very, very similar.
Right.
During the ancient time, actually, the originally respected tourism.
Yeah.
We call it.
They have kind of similar
Yeah.
statues. Yeah.
Just later on, our king Jayavarman VII to learn about Buddhism, and then he converted from Hindu to Buddhism. So if you go to Angkor Wat, you will see a lot of sailors. They have a lot of statues over there. In order they build to for the tourism.
And each shrine has its.
Oh yeah, there's dog right.
This pond here is the lotus pond. Name of site something. Name of he Tony.
The Tony.
So
Like, yeah.
now very close in
This one on like what we recommend the part of that's why we build.
These next level kings who actually protected Buddhism. So it is symbolizing them. Because they were the saviors of Buddhist tradition. So over the time, because in India there were no written traditions, so messages were given in the form of art. So then people believe that is
Buddhism has a long hair too.
Still adding statues.
Yeah.
You know, if my disciples, during that time, the Kachavan was born, he went back to the kingdom of Sabilawatuk, and the king told them of the Buddha's fathers as all the fortune tellers.
oh that was.
This is from Cambodia.
Okay, we're gonna come to the Bodhi tree, which is the knowledge tree. I think it's from the yoga.
in our folklore in Punjabi songs. It's an integral part. Even during the Vasa season, which is Vasa ka Savan. Vasa month. The girls actually do the swings on it, and then they do a lot of gatherings, and even on the bus stops in India, you will see this a lot, where people are resting, waiting for the bus.
And some rituals.
That's why all the Buddhist people
This is a beautiful tree.
Yeah.
This,
Beautiful shape.
was this tree actually brought and grown by us? What was it brought from? Cambodia, I've never seen a tree like this.
This one is from Italy.
Yeah, also
How
this
many years
tree,
has this been?
every other tree they said, I don't know if it's true, this will produce oxygen in the nighttime too. This is the only one tree to do that.
Really?
Yeah, other tree do the carbon dioxide at nighttime,
Yeah.
but this will do the oxygen.
About 30 years. 30.
People stay and live in there.
You want to hear something exciting? So I sat on the development board for the Chapi Zoo, the Kingdom of Asia. So I was able to plant one tree, this tree, near the bear, the slot bear.
Awesome.
Next to between the snack bar and the slot bear, you see this tree. And and we brought the monk. We did the ceremony when we planted the monk chant and planted the tree. So you'll see this tree at the Chapi Zoo as well because it's part of the culture.
Yeah. How long has this tree been here?
30 years. 30 years.
There is one more which is the plant which was planted in Fresno in 1902. Wow. This is the oldest Bodhi tree in America. That's in a Burmese temple.
Really?
Yeah. That's even bigger.
Interesting.
Think Kern and F. Think Kern and M and E.
How do you spell the name of the tree?
Bodhi, I think.
Bodhi.
Yeah, Bodhi.
B-O-D.
What?
That is really
We can't buy these from the nursery.
No, we kind of break it off. We kind of break it do the ceremony.
क्योंकि इनको जंगल की
इकट्ठे इकट्ठे लाए हमने
So the first man to the seven step gesture, do the gesture, and then different type of the blessing. That time you can see the fingers chanting the meditation here now that this is the last of just only once fortune teller he just only show the finger one like that and he predicts on one thing. The tortoise really become the Buddha only him. So after the Buddha have the 29 years he lived from the palace to be a monk because he stayed like this. You know, after he living from the palace, he saw the old people, he saw the sick people, he saw the dead body, and he saw the monk life. So he realized that old people, sick people, dead people, all suffering. Never stop, never end. Time, he suffering. Only the monk life can live from that suffering. So he lived the palace. And these 5 Brahmas just come to follow the Buddha because he know that the Buddha will become the Buddha. That's why after he got enlightenment,
we went to meet these five disciples at the Varanasi, Varanasi. So I write this plan in my family.
We were his first 5 disciples in Varanasi. And that first teaching happened in July, the month of July. That's why the all Indian universities also started having commemorate the teaching of the Buddha. The time of Buddha he came to Punjab as well, as far as Ambala, and he told everybody, all the kings and high-profile people, everybody came and they sat next to him. And once he passed away, his ashes were converted into 8 parts, and they were 8 kings took the parts and they built stupas. But when the Ashoka came, he dug them back and he made them into 84,000. So little fragments of the bones went everywhere. Now Pakistan has one of Buddha's tooth teeth, and they said if we sell it, we can pay off all the debt, right, of the entire country, because that and Indian government recently got back Buddha's relics after 125 years. They were being auctioned in Hong Kong. So the government intervened that this is not a object to sell and make profit. This is our heritage. So they got it back. We said, "Okay, we'll take it back."